Hey everyone, it's Jeanette with JB's Exploring More. I finally got a little bit of time to myself today this week. It's been a really busy week. I've had plans every single night, and I actually have plans tonight. My husband and I are going to go play trivia with some friends. And last night I was on the committee, or I joined the committee for my 40th class reunion next year. Oh my gosh, 40 years. I can't believe it. Class of 86. Woo woo. Anyway, we had our first committee meeting last night, and I went over to my mom's beforehand and started pulling some family items out of the rubble. Her driveway looked like a dumpster, a dump yard, and she was scooping stuff up with her bucket of her tractor and putting it in the dumpster that she rented. And I started seeing cards and letters and a few pictures of family, and that wasn't good. So I tried to salvage as much as I could. The stuff just got mixed in. It was bound to happen because everything was a mess down in the basement with the flood. It was not organized whatsoever. So I saw stuff of my great grandpas and great grandmas. I never knew my great grandpa, but I did know my great grandma. Stuff of my grandmothers, my mom's, just pieces of family history going into the trash. It made me really sad. I almost kind of think of my mom's house as like, when they do those archaeological digs, and the deeper they go in the layers in some of these Mayan cities, and they learn about the cultures, the deeper they dig on the layers. That's kind of how I think about my mom's house. Like each layer of her house reveals more history. And of course, it would make sense that the basement holds a lot of the older stuff because as people passed away in the family, that's where mom stored it all, down in the basement. So that's where the older history is. And unfortunately, basements are never trustworthy. They usually end up leaking at some time or another. So I do not recommend storing anything that's valuable memorabilia of family down in a basement. I would keep it up on a higher level in something plastic with a lid and dry. But I haven't gone through any of this stuff yet because I haven't had any time, but I'm going to start going through it now. It does smell like mildew, but I'm going to show you guys kind of some of the things I found. It's fun to look at these old time cards. I love the artwork on them, and I'm going to read some of the letters to find out the family history, and I want to take you guys along for the journey. Okay, here's the first box. Hope you're feeling much better. Now, I don't know if this was to my great grandma or my grandma. Otto and Mary Alexander. I don't know who those people are. I'm going to go ahead and discard that one. I don't really like the artwork very much. I love these kind of cards. A beautiful call for grandma. It even has some string attached to it. I don't know why. That kitty cat reminds me of cards that I got when I was a little girl too. Time for your birthday, Grandma. Your grandchildren, Donna and Rodney Baker. I have no idea who those people are at all. I don't think they're any of our family members, but why would they be in our stuff? With love to Mother on her birthday. Love, Don and Judy. Okay. So yeah, Don was my grandma's brother. He just passed away earlier this spring. He was the last of the siblings to pass away. He was 83 and he died of cancer. My grandma had, I think, 5 other siblings. Merry Christmas. From Irma Stahl. Okay. Now this I'm going to save for my second cousin, Marilyn, who I'm close to. And this was her mother, Irma. And she would probably like to have that. Her mom is passed away now, so. Okay, here's one of those funny type cards. Castor oil. Heard you were sick. So I'm on my way over to give you a great big spoonful of castor oil. You can tell this is an older card by the fact they're using castor oil. See, with friends like me, you don't need enemas. Love, Frank. That's cute. I don't know who Frank is, but that's pretty funny. I do have a family Facebook group that I might share, take pictures and then just share all of these cards. Okay, George and Mina, these were the neighbors of my grandparents, and my mom told me that Mina was my grandma's dear, dear friend. And all of the kids, my mom and her siblings, just loved Mina. And I do remember her slightly from when I was a little kid. Into each life some rain must fall. Now that picture is just adorable. I love that. Very cute. Love your granddaughter, Vicky. Enough is enough. Get well soon. Okay, that's my mom's cousin, Vicky. And I'm in touch with her. So I'm going to share that one with her to bring a smile to her face. Sorry you're sick. Hope whatever you have is nipped in the bud. And these cards do not smell good. Imagine that mildewy, musty smell. And you're soon out of that bloomin' bed. I'll keep praying for you, from Mrs. Irma Stahl. Stahl was my great-grandparents' last name. They came from Germany. Heard your operation was an inside job. Glad they have the case all sewed up now. Here's to a quick recovery. Take care of yourself. Ruth will call you. Love, Mary Clayton. I don't know who that is. Must have just been a friend. It's a pretty winter Christmas scene. Greetings of the season. Pearl. That's a pretty name. Pearl. The Bald Knobbers, picture of a music group. And then they autographed it on the back. I don't know who they are or where. Oh, Branson, it says, in Branson, Missouri. Interesting. What else is in here? A prayer while you're recovering. Something is missing from this card. Bill and Edna. Oh, it had a little Bible right there. Keep this little Bible. My grandma Kessner did read the Bible quite often. On your birthday, this card's as full of friendly thoughts as a bank is full of money. As a pet shop's full of puppies, as a hive is full of honey. As a field is full of flowers, as a bird is full of song. And each wish is for happiness that will last all year long. Aww. Happy belated birthday wishes from your daughter, Ruth. Okay, this was probably to my great-grandmother, whose name was Ruth, but then her daughter's name was also Ruth. I guess that was kind of common back then, to name your daughter the same name as you. I mean, men did it all the time, but I didn't know it was a thing that women did. A cat pulling Santa's sled. No one signed this. Was going to go out and get a big present for your birthday, but I just finished reading a very depressing book. My checkbook. Ha 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 ha. That Frank character, he's funny. Whoever Frank was. It was signed by him and Avis. Thinking of you while you're ill. There's a lot of cards in here about being sick. Dear Ruth, of all the thoughts this brings your way, the one that tops the list is hurry and get better. Love, Franklin, Ruth, and Claudia. Don't know. A cheery greeting on St. Patrick's Day. To Charles. Love your sis Ruth. Okay. This is a letter from my grandma's sister Ruth to her brother Charles. So I'll read that later. Okay, I just pulled this out of the box. It's a little binder and it says cards in here. That's my grandma's writing. I have to say my nose is starting to tickle from the smell. You're such a special friend to me. Happy Mother's Day. Love, Margaret. Don't know who that is. My grandma used to always just cut out little stuff like this out of a newspaper. She had whole photo albums full of recipes that she cut out of the newspaper and other things, whatever struck her fancy. May God speed your recovery. Okay, that's my Aunt Paula's writing. A birthday wish, little card. Costs $1.25. Be generous. The more you share and give away, the more you will be blessed. A seed of kindness will return bouquets of happiness. Try as you may, you can't outgive, you can't outlove our Lord. For every generous thing you do brings back a rich reward. My grandma had all these little sayings. And one thing I found out is she used to submit all these letters to the editor, to the local newspaper. 1983, Thought Prints. Collected and edited by Velma in Iowa. Something about the Lord. Could have been Grandma going to church, perhaps. The story of the rose. God created the rose for women. It represents beauty. Its petals represent soft skin. Its leaves represent outstretched arms, always loving and giving. Its stem represents strength. An operation my grandma had, apparently. She cut off the person who gave it to her, so that's garbage. She did the same on this one. That's kind of strange. I don't know why she was cutting these up. Okay, these are just cards that are all chopped up, so I'm gonna throw these in the garbage. Looks like I'm gonna have to vacuum in here after I'm done looking at all of this stuff. My mom was looking at this the other day. Achievements. The reward of a thing well done is to have it done. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Reach for the stars and the heavens are yours. There are two kinds of people, you know them, as you journey along on life's track, the people who take your strength from you and others who put it all back. The real quest for happiness is within. I love seeing this kind of stuff in my grandma's handwriting. A guardian angel's prayer. Little words of kindness, little acts of love bring us just a little bit of heaven from above. Aww. She wrote about angels here. It's easy to be an angel if no one ruffles your feathers. This is really neat to see and to have. All these sayings. I might see if my cousin wants this. You know, pass these things on down to the younger generation. It seems like these are things that Grandma wrote down from cards. Autumn. Praises we give for the bounties of fall, but the harvest of friendship is blessed above all. Stuff about a beach, birthdays, cats, Christmas. You can't put love in a box, but you can wrap a child in a hug. Clouds, dance. Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did in high heels and backwards. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to ask my cousin if she wants this. She probably will. The fact that we opened that page to achievement in getting stuff done when Mom and I were cleaning up the driveway and Mom said she wanted to get it done. I almost feel like that's getting a message from Grandma. An inspirational message from Grandma. The timing was perfect. Okay, these are old checks too, canceled checks of my mom's from the 1970s. And I thought it would be fun to go through those. I really love these vintage Christmas cards that I found down in my mom's basement in a box. Out of all of these, my favorites are this one. I love the glitter. It just reminds me of my childhood. I always had fun playing with glitter when I was little. It was so magical. Whether we were putting our names in glue and then glitter on the top of our stockings, or just using pieces of paper and putting Elmer's glue and spelling our names and shaking out glitter on top of that. That was something that my friends and I always liked to do. So this is a really nice card. And I think this one is so adorable. So cute. I love the artwork. I love the little angels. It's really sweet. And this one's pretty beautiful too. It has a glittery sheen to it. I don't know. I might try to do something with these cards. Frame them or something. But they do kind of smell. I might just throw this one out. I don't know. It's okay, but nothing special. Do you guys like vintage cards as well? I'm going to guess that these are maybe from the 60s, 70s, maybe 50s. I don't know. Hard to say unless somebody wrote a date in one of them. Okay, here's another thing that I pulled out of my mom's basement. I got excited about it, and it's got an old secrets container in it. This reminds me of my grandma. She used to have these in her bathroom cabinet. And there's some dice in here. Don't know how old they are. But I thought this old salt thing was really cool and vintage looking. But then I noticed there's a crack, unfortunately, all down the side right here. So I can't resell that for my mom. Darn it. But if anyone knows the history of this kind of a dish, I'd like to hear about it. I mean, did they just keep open salt in something like this? Or were there salt packets? Please let me know in the comments. Oh wow, I just opened up the secrets container and it looks like there's enemas in here. I definitely wouldn't be using these. They're probably very old. Speedy relief of minor throat irritations. Well, that's not what these are. They might give you some speedy relief, but not for your throat. I also found these 4 witch Halloween mugs, brand new, still in the box. The box was all corroded. So I'm going to wash these mugs and try to sell these for my mom. It said $30 on the outside of the box for 4 mugs. I don't know where they're from. Okay, I got the mugs all washed. They are adorable. I'm going to do a little bit of research on them and see what the value is. They are certified international Susan Wingate. She must be the artist. So I'm going to post these for sale for my mom because of the good timing, and hopefully we can recoup some of her money back. Wow, okay, they must be vintage. Certified International lists just one replacement mug for $40 on their website, but you can get a set of 4 of these on eBay for $30. So I think I'm going to go ahead and list these on Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks. Another set of mugs I pulled out of my mom's basement by Sakura, Halloween 1998. They were $30. She would just buy this stuff and stick it in her basement and never even open it. These are adorable. I like these myself. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them or sell them. Maybe mom will want to and I'll keep 2 or something like that. So yeah, they're vintage 1998. I should have looked on the other box before I threw it away, but I can always research it for the witch mugs. So I'm going to get these cleaned up too. Debbie Mom is the artist on these. I think that's dirt actually on there. Okay, and to the wash you go. Good morning, everybody. I just woke up, got my coffee. Now I'm down in the basement with the crickets hanging out. I thought I would go through this box of stuff that I pulled out of my mom's basement and see what kind of interesting family memorabilia is in this box. I have a cricket right next to me keeping me company. We always get crickets in our basement. I'm sure you can hear them in the background playing their tune. So let's check out this box. It says in my mom's handwriting, letters closet. She put it in an audio cassette cabinet. Well, it looks like the mice have been in here because I'm seeing little flakes of paper. Oh boy, this is interesting. This is, I think, from me, Florida. Haha, I put a sticker on it. Hi Mom, we just reached the beach yesterday. It's fun. We went swimming in the ocean and I learned how to open my eyes underwater. Well, I better go. I'm running out of room. Love, me. Aw, this is when I went with my dad and my stepmom to Florida. I don't know what year. I'm sure I was quite young. This postcard is dated 1973. I like how I put a sticker on it. My dad and my stepmom took me, my brother, and my stepsister to Florida, Daytona Beach, a couple of times. Oh, that's cute. I don't remember this at all, so I like this. What a gem. Okay. Huh. This is to my mom from her cousin, Robert Bjork. I'll have to read this later. He is still living. He lives in Texas. And This is dated to the address that my mom lived at when she was young, still living at home with her parents, dated 1967. I also like the George Washington stamp, 5 cents. A wedding invitation. Patricia Ann to Robert Rochelle. I don't know who those people are. My mom's 1978 Mustang papers. So my grandma co-signed for this. And looks like the purchase was $4,745. Wow. A letter to my mom and dad when they were still married from my mom's brother. He was in the military. He was a career military person. This is dated like 1975. Cool stamp. A birthday card. Happy birthday and happy rest of your life. That's from my stepdad to my mom. I love Connie the best. Okay. Postcard with some horses from Florida. And it looks like my grandma wrote this. It's neat to read the family history, so yeah, I'm going to go through this. What in the world is this? Okay, this is either something my brother or me painted in grade school. Kind of looks familiar. I think I painted this. Made out of an egg carton. Yep, it's got my initials in it. JK. That's funny. Mom kept this all those years. How cute. Wow, so many interesting things in here. Here's a letter that my dad wrote to my mom in 1967. I think they were married in, well, yeah, 1967, I'm going to say. My dad loved cars, so that's really cute. I always loved my dad's handwriting. And my parents were only married for 7 years, I think. They got divorced when I was 7 years old. So this is really sweet. It's interesting to know that they did love each other at one time. Here's a card that my mom got from her employer, and it has the Care Bears on it by a Christmas tree. So I thought that was really cute, from the 80s. And then one of her friends that she was pen pals with sent her this strawberry shortcake. So that's also from the 80s. That's adorable. Remember when people actually used to write letters and send them in the mail? I mean, getting different kinds of stationery when we were younger, that was a big deal. Stickers and stationery and cute little fold-out things. The trifold stationery like this one. I had lots of these kinds of things, the trifolds. And then look at these Snoopy stickers. That's really cute too. The date says, oh gosh, I can't read that. 1968, I think. Adorable. Here's just a card that says, I love you. I probably made this for my mom, I'm guessing. I'm finding lots of letters that I wrote to my mom even when I was really young. I didn't even recognize my handwriting in one of them. So I was really young then. What else do we have in here? Letter. Oh, a letter that I sent my mom when I was living in the Netherlands. You can see some of the unique stamps here. Or I might have been just visiting. Yeah, I was visiting the Netherlands at this time. My grandma on my dad's stepmom, my grandma Jenny, she was from Holland. My grandpa was married 3 different times, and when I was born, he was already married to her. So that's the only grandma I knew, you know, on that side. And I loved her very much, and we were really close. She died 2 years ago at the age of 98, and my grandpa died 6 months later at the age of 99, and I still miss both of them very, very much. Let's see, here's a receipt that my mom bought from Montgomery Ward's, a TV, 5-inch TV for $170. That doesn't seem like a very good deal if it was only 5 inches. Jeez. I found my brother's Cub Scout badge, so he might want to keep this. I'll give that to him. He'll get a kick out of that. All kinds of stuff in here. Trip down memory lane. I found an old letter that one of my best friends from grade school wrote to my mom. I'll have to find it and read it to you. It's pretty funny. Okay, Holiday Inn receipt, St. Louis. So that's probably when we went to Six Flags. Interesting looking receipt. This one says Clark Service Station. My dad used to have his own gas station. This was when I was about 4 years old. My mom used to pull me to the gas station in a red wagon, and I remember looking at all of the pretty marigold flowers in the parking lot. So these are probably all letters from my dad to my mom, I'm guessing, in here. Love letters. What else do we have in here? There were a lot of postcards. There's one from Daytona International Speedway, but there's nothing on the back. Here's one from Aachen, Germany, when I went there with my grandparents, and I sent this home to my mom. Very pretty postcard. It was definitely a beautiful city, that's for sure. You can tell this is an older type postcard, Holiday Inn. One from Las Vegas that my grandma sent to my mom. My mom and grandma and my mom's sister Carol love going to Las Vegas. They always did. My mom's been there many times. We all know what this is. If I can get it in the frame. Disney. And then there's other odds and ends in here, like this. A bookmarker, Clive Cussler, Cyclops. From B. Dalton. I remember this bookstore that was at the mall, but it's not there anymore. A baby gift. Thank you for the baby gift. Aw, this is from my Aunt Karen, and when she was married to her first husband, and their little boy, Timmy, she says. That's cute. I've got to definitely share this with my Aunt Karen. She'll get a kick out of this. This was my dad's sister. Thank you very much for the $10. It will come in handy when we go to buy a crib in California. They cost about $30. So the $10 will be appreciated. My aunt is so sweet. Where's that letter? Okay, here it is. To Connie from Wendy. This was one of my best friends in grade school, and her mom and dad got a divorce and they didn't have anywhere to go, so my mom let them move in with us. It was pretty cramped. We had a two-bedroom house, so my brother and I had to sleep in my mom's bedroom, and then Wendy, her mom, and her brother had bunk beds and slept in me and my brother's bedroom. So Wendy says, "Thank you for letting us move in with you. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm having a good time and you ain't bugging us. Just tell me or Perry what to do and we will do it for you. My mom was scared that you was going to tell us that we had to move out because my stupid brother broke your best plant. I could have killed him when you said that was your best plant. I'm very sorry, Wendy. P.S. I'm shy to tell you this with my mouth." She was really a shy girl and a very sweet girl too. That's cute. I get a kick out of that. Here's a letter that I wrote my mom that has a sticker on it. You can tell, just from the writing that I was really young. And I wrote this on my birthday in 1980. I saw the date. Here's a receipt from my dad to my mom, and it's for 11 red roses and 1 yellow rose in the middle, and with a card that says baby girl. So this was, the date is the day after I was born, 6/24/1968, and the address is when my mom and dad lived at the very first house that I lived at as a baby. Of course, I have no memories of that. So I think he sent this to her when she was in the hospital right after I was born. And he said, "To the new mother, love, Jim." That's cute. I like that. Little pieces of family history. Now this is interesting, and I didn't know this was a thing in high school. It was back in the day. Last will and testament of the class of 1965. And people would say stuff like, "I, Don, being of sound mind." Well, anyway, I will nickname Egghead. I will my nickname Egghead to someone who deserves it, like Phil. I, Diana, will my ability to whiz through my office machine assignments and nothing flat to any junior willing to give it a try. So yeah, I didn't see my mom's name in here, and I think she graduated in 1966, not 1965. So I'm not sure who this belonged to. Maybe her sister Linda. I'll have to go through and see if I find my aunt's name in here. Did you ever do this at your school? We did not do this when I graduated from high school in 1986. This was not a thing then. But it's a cute idea. Oh, gosh, my leg hurts sitting cross-legged here. And I thought this was neat because it's a letter from my mom's brother when he was in the Air Force. And look at the stamp. That's pretty cool. And this was when we lived, when I was a little girl, only up until 5 years old. And I really like the planes on here. He was in Texas. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna separate these out, I guess, into categories. My mom's friends, my mom's boyfriends, my dad's letters, the letters I wrote my mom, stuff like that. So, invitation for my uncle's graduation. This is really cute. Aw, adorable. One of those trifold things. Look how colorful our letters used to be. Stickers. Oh, there's a gremlin. So yeah, that's a piece of history right there. well, stay tuned for more memorabilia as I go through it. And thanks for watching.